I'd like to call the Smithfield Town Council meeting to order Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. There were no votes taken in executive session. We're going to start off with the prayer. Thank God for the opportunity to meet, asking for help in making wise decisions, and requesting that our group work together respectfully. Amen. Salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Emergency evacuation and health notification. In the event that the council chambers has to be evacuated, there are two exits out of the chambers, one to the very rear. You go out that exit, the stairwell is on your right, brings you out to the front of the building. The second exit is up front to my right, your left. That exit brings you to the side of the building. In the event of an emergency, please do not use the elevator. Ladies' room and men's room, immediately outside the rear exit of the council chambers. Men's room is to the right, 3 steps up, ladies' room is to the left. Thank you, Mr. Manager. Number 5, presentations. Holiday house decorating and doorway decorating contest winners. Mr. Manager. So I believe we have all our families here. I'm going to come down. We're going to pass out the awards, and then we're going to have you take a picture with the entire town council with all 4 families together, okay? Yeah, we're gonna go down. I'm gonna go down. He's gonna do it. So we had 2 contests that were sponsored by the Recreation Department. One was for house decorating. In the house decorating, there were a first place, second place, and third place winners. And then the second contest we had to the Recreation Department was the door decorating, and it was a first place winner for that. So I'm gonna start off with the house decorating. And first I wanna recognize the Sloboda family from 171 Whipple Road, who had the first place award for their house decoration for Christmas. So are you here? No?
He's not here. Come on. Your second place moves up.
Tell them not to go. So the second place is the Mullins family from 34 Peace Pike Trail. And the Mullins family is the winner of the second place for the house decorating. Right, so we have a certificate of recognition indicating you were second place this year in the Christmas house decorating contest. You can have that. And we've got a little award that you can put out in your house somewhere, and you can have that, and you guys did a great job.
Very nice.
You wanna turn around, we'll get a singular picture, and then we'll get a group picture after, okay?
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Third place for house decorating goes to the Correa family from 5-Year Hill Drive. So here's your certificate, third place in house decorating, and here's an award for you putting house.
Very nice, thank you.
You're welcome. Want to get a, if you want to do it today.
We love doing stuff. Thank you.
Thanks. Last but not least, and this is for the decorating of the doorway, goes to the Coco family of 27 Woodland Avenue. And their first and only place for your decoration of your front door for Christmas. Who's gonna get their award? Who wants to hold what? Like that? You wanna hold that? Okay, and you're gonna get a picture over here with mom and dad. Okay, so we get the council members to come down. And we get the families to come up. You wanna line up in front of the council?
Yeah, Michelle did. Joe.
Probably only
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Did you decorate your door? Anthony? Too cold. Number 6, minutes. Move that the minutes of January 6, 2026 executive session meeting held pursuant to the Rhode Island General Laws, section 42, 46, 5A1, personnel, interviews, Allison Sanderson, Meredith Ferreira, Anthony Citarelli, and possible appointments or reappointments to the town board and commission to be approved as recorded and sealed.
Move as amended.
What's the amendment?
It's just to change, it said chair, Mullen, but
Okay.
he's not the chair.
Okay, thank you.
Oh. I'm supposed to say that out loud.
That's okay.
Oh, is this executive?
Second. Any more discussion?
Is that the-
Hearing none, all in favor? Aye,
Aye.
nays, ayes have it. Item B, move the minutes of the January 2026 open session meeting to be approved and recorded. I'll entertain a motion. Another second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye,
Aye.
nays, ayes have it. Item 7, consider discuss and act upon the following possible appointments and reappointments. A, the sewer authority reappointment with a term expiring January of 2031. Madam Vice Chair,
Mr. President, motion to reappoint Anthony Cicerelli with a term expiring in January of 2031.
I have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all's in favor? Aye, nays, ayes have it. Item B, Housing Authority reappointment with the term expiring January 2031. Madam Vice Chair,
Motion to reappoint Kathy Gerlach to the Housing Authority, term expiring January 2031.
I have a second.
Second.
Councilman Winfield recuses himself. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye,
Aye.
nays, ayes have it. Item number C, Juvenile Hearing Board appointments 2 with the term expiring September of 2027. Madam Vice Chair,
Motion to appoint Meredith Carrera and Marcy Diorio both with terms expiring in September 2020.
Any,
September 2027.
do I have a second? Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye, nays, ayes have it. Item D, juvenile hearing board appointments, two of them, with the terms expiring September of 2028.
Motion to appoint Karen Catlow and Pamela Dolan, both with a term expiring September 2028.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye,
Aye.
nays, ayes have it. Item E, juvenile hearing board appointment with the term expiring September of 2029.
Motion to appoint Christopher Branch with a term expiring September 2029.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye, nays, ayes have it. Item F, juvenile hearing board appointments, two, with the,
Motion,
with the terms expiring September of 2026.
motion to appoint June Carlton and Julie DeRosa, both with a term expiring September 2026.
The second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye, nays, ayes have it. Thank you very much. Item number 8, public hearing. Conduct a public hearing to consider and discuss and act upon approving the renewal of an intoxication beverage license as listed as applies, subject to compliance with all state regulations, local ordinances, and a certificate of good standing of Rhode Island Division of Taxation, Cedar Spill, Gaborian Brothers, Thirsty Beaver.
So moved.
Lynn, we all set?
We are.
I have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye, nays, ayes have it. Class B, particular limited beverage license, Val's English Tea.
So moved.
Any discussion? Anybody from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye, nays, ayes have it. Item number 9, licenses. Consider, discuss, act approving renewal of 2 entertainment licenses as listed, as applied, subject to compliance with all state regulations and local ordinances. Gabarian Brothers and Thirsty Beaver.
So moved.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye,
Aye.
nays, ayes have it. Item B, consider, discuss, act upon approving renewal of 2 special dance licenses listed as applied, subject to compliance with all state regulations and local ordinances. Gabarian Brothers and Thirsty Beaver.
So moved.
Any second? Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye, nays, ayes have it. Item C, consider, discuss, act upon approving renewal of 2 particular only licenses as listed, applies subject to compliance with all state regulations and local ordinances. Fresh Peter and Jupiter Hospitality.
So moved.
Any discussion? Have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye, nays, ayes have it. Item 10, old business, there is none. Item 11, consider, discuss, and act upon granting an easement on 26 Lakeview Drive, AP 2, Lot 26. Mr. Solicitor.
Mr. President, this request came from Attorney George in Smithfield regarding one of his clients that has a lot on Lakeview Drive adjacent to a town lot. They've owned the property for like approximately 65 years and since 1965. And they're requesting an easement over town property. There are, it's my understanding, there are additional lots in that area, all bunch of them that have encumbrances. And what the town has done over the years is entered into lease agreements with these owners so they could have access in and out of their property over town land. In this particular instance, the owner is selling the property. It's been in their family for years, and they're requesting prior to the sale, consummating the sale, that the town grant them an easement over their land for ingress and egress to their property. Because their existing driveway sits on what is an unimproved paper street. It's a town lot. And that's a request that they're making. Mr. George, Attorney George wanted me to get this before the council to, for discussion purposes and see what the reception would be as far as the council as to how to proceed with trying to accomplish this.
Councilman Winfield.
I'd say we push this off to February 17th meeting. In the meantime, we have the assessor go in, get a value on the property, and we can start discussions from there.
Anyone else?
property's not currently leased, is that correct?
No, it's one of the few lots that doesn't have a
But
lease.
other residents are paying leases on their lots there?
Correct, and supposedly, according to Attorney George, there has been a handshake agreement with the town over the years, and they've just allowed this
Well,
to happen.
we're not in the town, we're not in the business of giving things away. If someone would like to purchase this lot, I think that we can get a price on it and then go from there. And that's where
So
we,
your motion is to push it off to the 17th of February?
please.
Second.
Second.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye, nays, ayes have it. Item B, consider discuss the act upon authorizing the town manager to enter into a contract to the Rhode Island Master Price Agreement 494A with Taronian and Associates for architectural services for Overbrook Academy project. Mr. Manager. Council members, assuming, well, hopefully next week we will own Overbrook Academy. This is for any assistance we need within the architectural work. Aaronian and Associates has worked with us on several projects, and I just wanted to get approval up front to continue with him. We also have access to the Rhode Island Infrastructure Bank, who is going to provide a complete review of the building structurally and check all the mechanicals, and that is free of charge. So we will be utilizing that, and then as a supplement to have Mr. Aaronian and his crew available with any other pieces of that we need to put together. Any questions from the council?
Yes, I mean, there's not a lot of information here, so if we proceed with a service from this business, is that going to, God bless you, is that going to come before us again? Or is this just, we're approving this and then he's gonna go off and do whatever?
It would depend upon what it is. Obviously, if we have questions for him to affirm when we get the study back from Rhode Island Infrastructure Bank, I think that's different than if we're going to design something for the building. He'd have to give us a price for that.
So this is basically to have them standing by to provide us with advice? Is that basically what this is?
Well, for small architect, he did the neighborhood center, he did the fire station, he's done the ice rink. Something that needs a little bit of a design, we find something broken or something that needs to be repaired, then he can do the design work. If it's going to be a large structural project, then obviously, if it's going to be expensive, then he'll have to give us a quote so we can give permission to the council to proceed with it.
So anything above $10,000 would need to go.
Correct. Any more discussions?
I just wish there was more information here, but
Well, he's providing architectural services, which is a full range. They do inspections, they do the architectural services. They do a lot of stuff in developing and building with building projects.
Yeah. They could also assist with the inspections
Yes,
part of this.
yes. So he has people he uses. He actually came through last spring when we reviewed the property, and he didn't charge us for us, but he walked through with us to go through and get a feel, and we kind of got his input on how we felt structurally and what the property looked like.
So, will he be there when the infrastructure does their inspection too?
He can be. I haven't lined anything up with the infrastructure bank.
Because we don't own it yet, but.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he can be.
Okay,
I'm going to find out exactly what services the infrastructure bank provides, but I know they said when I spoke to them before, we get a structural, mechanical, electrical, all that stuff. They will look at all of that in the
Okay.
building
all right,
at no charge.
okay,
just
thank you.
one other thing, Mr. President, if, obviously we don't have an official plan of what we're doing with the building yet, so so he's doing, again, there's no information here, so what is he doing until we have a plan? Inspections and what else?
He could be doing inspections. We could come across something with the infrastructure bank that's got to be corrected, and he may draw something out for us to make the correction. So although the infrastructure bank is going to do the review of the property, if we have to make any modifications or put anything together for repair, then we would need our own architect to design that. piece of the, whatever needed to be done. If
Is-
anything needs to be done significantly.
Is he on retainer?
No. No, he just charges, he's very reasonable. He's in town. He does a lot. He's done a lot for us, no charge. So he's been very reasonable.
And Chief, obviously there wouldn't be a cost associated with this if, for whatever reason, the closing doesn't happen.
No, there's no cost involved. There's no cost involved unless we utilize his
It's
services.
per working hour or whatever. Okay.
Per his service.
For his
His
services.
services, or it would be a price for part of the project. That it would be a fixed price if
Mhm.
we needed something significant.
So if it's over $10,000, it has to come in front
Right.
of us.
Correct.
So I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a second?
Right.
Any more discussion?
Yes. Is there a contract associated with this?
We,
With the town?
we can, but typically for the miscellaneous services, we've got a contract for the fire station. We had a contract for the East Smithfield Neighborhood Center. If it's going to get into a larger project with them and the scope of the project and everything would have to be written out and have to be a contract.
Approved by the council?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. In that case, that's fine.
All in favor? Any nays? Ayes have it. Item C, consider discuss act upon authorizing a bid for townwide on-call HVAC and mechanical services.
Council members, you received from Carlos Santos, our purchasing agent, the result of the bid that went out regarding this. And his final recommendation at the bottom is a 2-year term with an optional 1-year extension to automatic temperature controls out of Connecticut Street, and that's located on Connecticut Street in Cranston, and the bid tabulation is right after his recommendation, and he broke everything down in his memo.
Any questions from the council? If not, I'll entertain a motion. Have a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nay? Ayes have it. Item D, consider discuss an act upon rescinding the resolution directed by the town manager to institute and oversee the internal financial expenditure and management review committee. Mr. Manager.
Yeah, council members, this particular one, I know we talked about this a few months back. Because of the way it was set up, it require open meetings law, 48 hours notice, minutes and all that. And, this is kind of counterproductive to getting the work done that we would need to do. So I'm just requesting that we rescind the resolution and we do the work with our department heads, finance director, et cetera, and report back to the council on the things that we're identifying and recommending for change. So it would speed things along and much more productive use of the time.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion.
So
If I may, Mr. President, would this be repealing the
Resolution.
Okay.
Resolution.
Only. This is not repealing
that's-
and
that's-
replacing.
No.
That's just.
So can we
appeal.
write,
Right.
verbalize that? If that's possible?
Right.
So I would make a motion to repeal the resolution.
Have a second.
second.
Any discussion?
Question, is the intent to still move forward with this committee as listed on the last page of the packet?
Yeah,
So,
we're still gonna do the same work.
so I have a couple questions in that case. Is the town council representative and then the budget board representative, are they representing themselves or are they representing the full boards?
Well, they would be representing the board, the council and representing the Budget and Finance Review Board.
So in that case, what's their process to get the full board's feedback to represent the full board and not just themselves?
Well, the intent is to get their input on whatever we're discussing, so everybody knows what's going on. So if they want to bring something back to the full board, that's fine. If it's something that's obviously everybody's in agreement with and happy with, then we'll proceed with it. So that'll be their option to
Yeah.
present to the rest of the group.
Well, if the town council representative, whoever that may be, that person, without consulting with the full council, I mean, they don't speak for me or anyone else that I know of. So what is the process that you're saying there's gonna be a running report excuse me, as it is updated. So what does that mean? I'm just concerned with that and the fact that there's a school department director on here and there's no school committee representation. What's their process for going back? I
Well,
mean,
So this is a committee that by all means, has to do more with the department heads and how we're doing things internally. So, my vision of this is if, we sit down with the, purchasing agent and finance and we come up with several vendors that we're buying the same thing from, we're gonna go out to bid and eliminate 5 vendors and make it into one and get the best pricing we can, and we're gonna move forward with it. So, that, and then if there's a member that a liaison from the council, liaison from budget and finance review board, they'll know the type of things we're working on to, to be more efficient and save money. So I don't see this as something that every time we're working on something, they're gonna go back to the council or BFRB and then, ask their input. They're there to represent those two.
so once again, you obviously have the ability to meet with their department heads as you wish. That's not my issue. My issue is the town council representative speaking for me when this person has
Well-
not spoken with me.
Then maybe it's easier to leave the council
And the budget board too.
liaison and the budget board off of it, and we just report back on the things we're working on.
I mean, that would make more sense to
Yeah,
me.
that's fine.
But,
I was just trying to keep people involved, that's all.
no, I get it. This is a 5-person council, so I just want to make sure we're all, being informed and whatever. So,
I mean,
that was
this is
just my
easy to
concern.
keep you up to date on everything.
No, I get it, but there's other, to have them a part of this official.
As,
committee.
as far as the motion is concerned, the motion is just to repeal the
Right.
original
Correct.
setup, the original committee.
Right.
We're not approving any other form of group.
Correct.
If a group is going to be formed, it would be at the discretion, be under the town manager's
Yeah,
authority and
Right.
yeah, and that's my intent to giving you that we'll work and then keep everybody up to date, so, I mean, that's fine.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye, nays, ayes have it. Item E, discussion of boards and commissions annual report to the town council, sponsored by Councilwoman Toppy.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple of minutes. So, this agenda item should really say Boards and Commissions Annual Report to the council and the taxpayers, because ultimately the taxpayers are who, everyone in town government answers to. So every single active and previously active board that has used taxpayer dollars therefore there should be accountability to the taxpayer. Just as an FYI, the genesis of this was not from anything negative nor from any particular concern, but simply I am interested in knowing what is going on with our boards and commissions. Plus, I believe that all government entities should have mandated reporting. Not including the school committee and town council, Smithfield has 27 boards and commissions, all of which report directly to and are appointed by the town council. Several of these boards have not met in a while, some in many years, and some are ad hoc that have completed their assignments. Those should be cleaned up so that the public has an accurate picture of what opportunities they have should they wish to get involved. A board's annual report summarizes the governing body's yearly activities, membership, recommendations, accomplishments, finances, and future goals. The purpose of this report is to provide information, transparency, and accountability to the public and the council members. It enables informed decisions, ensures legal compliance, and guides future strategy. It's a crucial tool for building trust, highlighting achievements, addressing challenges and risks, and demonstrating responsible governance. The report would demonstrate compliance with the provisions in the specific creating document or ordinance. It offers the opportunity for boards to advise if something is not working and share any challenges or roadblocks, although that should be brought to the council's attention immediately. This report would also be helpful to ensure the activities and the goals of the board align with town goals. Although I would like to attend every board meeting and read every set of published minutes, it's just not realistic. Now, when I say report, I don't want anyone to get nervous. I'm not asking for a 100-page document here. I'm suggesting that we should have a standard template of required information as I outlined earlier. Should the boards wish to provide further detail and information, that will be at their discretion. We can look at the town of Narragansett, for example. According to their rules, the town requires an annual report to be submitted by each board. All submitted reports are then combined into one document and posted on their website. Each board has different responsibilities naturally, so the length of the report varies. From what I reviewed, the reports averaged about 2 to 3 pages. So I've reviewed all available town board creating documents and ordinances, and unless I missed something, none of them require the submission of an annual report. Most of them state that they serve in an advisory capacity to the council and are to submit recommendations. I recall the council being presented with 2 recommendations from 2 boards during the past 3 years. I mentioned the subject to the prior town manager last term, and to give credit to the planning board chairman, he did submit one a couple years ago, I think. A lot of activities going on, so it'd be helpful to have a summary of what exactly is going on. So I would suggest that the first step is for the council to identify which boards are still active and clean up the ones that are not. Next, we could come up with a report template. I came up with some suggestions, happy to send that over for any additions, and notify the chairs of the date we'd like to have it by. I would suggest April 1st, which gives more than 2 months' notice. The council can then accept the report and publish it online for public viewing. I would also suggest at some point we amend the boards and commissions ordinance to codify an annual report. I just think it would be easier than amending each individual board's ordinance or creating document. I've identified other items on this topic for the consideration of the council as well, and I can forward that once I'm done. And I'll end with this. I want to recognize all the members on the various boards who are volunteering their precious time and effort, who are giving back to our community in some way. I respect the fact that they truly care about our town and want to make a positive, meaningful impact. We've been lucky to see an increase in residents applying for these boards and commissions the past year, and I hope that continues. And I thank each and every one of them, the volunteers, for their service to this town. Thank you, Mr. President and council members, for your consideration.
Thank you. Item number 12, public comment.
Is there any feedback? There's no feedback on that.
Well, I think it's a good idea for us to, I don't want to put additional burdens on the boards and commissions, but just to get, basic idea of some of the things they're working on. I think it's a good idea because, they're supposed to report to us and advise us. So I think, something very basic to indicate, what they're working on, what the big issues are that they're dealing with, I think would be very helpful to the council. We can't get to all, we've tried to get to all of them, but we can't get to all the boards and commission meetings. We have quite a few of them in this town, and I think it's one of the great strengths of our town that we have so many volunteers working for us, for our town. So I think it's a good idea, and we should consider it.
I thought it was obvious, but I was looking for some feedback. So if anyone had any thoughts about it, I mean, I can just request this myself, but I wanted to get everyone's involvement in that.
So you're indicating that you want to do more than currently the minutes that are posted.
Can you repeat that?
So you want to do more than the minutes that are posted.
This is totally separate from that. This is a summary of what I stated previously, the activity, et cetera.
So when I read the minutes, I know what's going on.
I understand that, but we have 27 boards and commissions. It's impossible to read all the minutes. They should be submitting a report as they report to the town council. Again, this is not a large document. I encourage you to check out Narragansett. Like I said, some are 1 page, some are 2 pages, depending on what the duties are. I don't see how this would be a burden in any way because the data is already there. The information's already there. They just have to compile it for us.
Do you
And for
want
the
a
public.
summarization of the minutes?
No, I mean, it's a summary of, like I said, the finances, the membership, the activities, their accomplishments, any recommendations they've made to us. That's all.
I wonder, and this is me just kind of thinking out loud, maybe this isn't a good idea, but I wonder if there's some type of AI programming or something that could just summarize the minutes and create that summary that you're looking for. Because I would hate, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I hate to put burden on the chairs specifically because they already do a lot with like organizing the agenda and running the meetings and everything. I know there's a lot of behind the scenes work that the chairs do. So I wonder if maybe like even biannually, we could summarize the minutes themselves that are posted. And then either the clerk or the chair of that particular committee could just like give it a run through to make sure that everything's accurate. I don't know. I wonder if that would be a more efficient way to get that information to us because accomplishments of the board and recommendations of the board would be in those individual minutes for that particular meeting. And I understand you miss a minutes for that month or whatever, you wouldn't know what happened in that particular month. So there might be some type of way to summarize everything with not as much manpower.
I mean, I personally am not a fan of AI because it makes mistakes. So although that's an idea, I don't know that I want to do that for the risk of it not, being accurate information. I mean, this is not a new concept. I mean, this is mandated by law for so many organizations, public and private. And, as I've offered my services before, I'm happy to create a template, which I basically already have, can send it and you guys can provide your feedback. And it's really just filling in what they've done, so that is all there. So people don't have to read every single minute, because for example, with Lynn's minutes, they're very comprehensive and that takes a lot of time. So to have that summary would be helpful.
Yeah, I'm just trying to brainstorm maybe efficient ways. I understand like a quick document that everyone can look at per board and see what they did for the whole year. Like I get that. I'm just trying to brainstorm maybe a more efficient way to do that. I wonder if the clerk writing the minutes could do like bullet point, 5 bullet point, thing in the front of the minutes, just highlighting what those minutes would be. And then that way you would be able to, I don't know, maybe that's not a good idea as well. I'm just kind of like brainstorming.
You mean like for each set of
Like,
minutes?
so like for this town council meeting, for example, we would have our minutes published and it would say things like I don't know, like 3 or 4 important things or things of note that might have happened at this particular meeting. Something
Well,
like that.
that's an idea, but that's different than what I'm saying. So someone would have to go to clerk base, look at all the meetings, the meeting minutes, get that information instead of having it in one document. Narragansett literally has every single report in one document together. You just click on it and it shows you everything. It's really not that complicated or, comprehensive. So, I mean, again, I could just ask for this myself, but I wish to, work together with you guys and, I don't see any negative to this. And I do not feel like it would be a burden. Like I said, the planning board chairman already submitted something, a couple years ago, so.
Submitted a yearly report.
So I think not this past year, but the year before I'd asked, town manager Rossi to, I don't know what happened with that, because I asked him to share with the board that, I would be interested in having an annual report done for all the boards and commissions. I only got one for planning board. I don't know what happened there. It's not a big deal, but, so it's doable.
Yeah, not against some type of reporting. I've been just wondering if there's a more efficient way to do it that won't take too much manpower and burden our chair further.
Well, maybe what we should do is think about it and in the interim, talk to some of the
Yeah.
chairs of the boards and see if they have some ideas on how to do it efficiently.
Right. Cause like I think about the budget board, for example, that agenda is so comprehensive. Like I don't want to put more burdens on these
Same
specific.
thing with the planning.
Same thing with the planning board. Like they're already volunteering their time. They're working like 6 hours for a meeting all week going through the packet. And then to just add another thing on their plate that we could find ourselves if we spent a little bit of time.
I think it would be, for example, planning would be limited to what they're advising us.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the applications. I mean, those will come to us, so. I think it would just be, any, maybe legislation they're reviewing for us, zoning, things of that nature.
the Budget and Finance Review Board Act, you get a report when they're done for their, you know, when they do all their work. So theirs is pretty comprehensive.
Well, that's a budget report, right? So they work on things in the off season. I mean, it's what are you working on? Boom, boom, boom. We're not asking for a thesis unless I know one board chair who would probably write a thesis, but we're not asking for that. I don't agree that this place is a burden on them. You know, a lot of them are, you know, I mean, it's a lot of discussion items and, you know, as far as substantive items, some aren't have as many as others, you know, I mean, it's, what are the major items? What's the attendance look like? You know, what's the membership? What are your finances? We don't know any of that. They're supposed to be reporting to us. Like I said, I can guarantee you that every single council member on this stage has not read every single minute of every single board. It's impossible. And it shouldn't be something we should have to do. And the public, this is for the, it's not even for us, it's for the public as well. So, I mean, I kind of figured this would be the argument, but that's okay. That's all right. We can talk about it further and see what happens.
No one's arguing.
No, this would be the argument. I didn't say that you're arguing.
Okay. Item number 12, public comment. Anyone from the public?
We're really close.
No, I'm only kidding. Actually, I'm only kidding, Bob. I have to speak on something else, but your comment, both of your comments are correct. I hate to say it that way. Can I offer a suggestion? After being on so many boards in this town, the secretary has nothing to do of every board. Okay? The secretary of all the boards don't do anything. They're really just third in line to the chair in case the chair is not there. Like we have a secretary there, with all due respect to him, he doesn't do, you know, there's nothing for them to do. So I've done status reports for decades in my job. And I think all they have to do is like for the budget board, analyze the senior tax freeze and we made a recommendation. You know what the secretary is going to do? He's going to keep some type of template there and go on whatever date. I think that's all that, if I'm oversimplifying it, then you can tell me that I think that's all it is, and just keep this running document going and submit it once or twice a year, depending on what I think it's a good idea. AI is a problem. I just wrote a 20-page paper on that, so it is kind of interesting. But that's my suggestion. Secretary has nothing to do. They have no, because you have Donna and other people that are taking the official records.
You mean secretary of the board, right? Not the secretary taking the minutes, right?
Yes, I
Okay, all
apologize.
right.
That's what
Yeah.
I meant. Yeah, I
Is
apologize.
your mic on?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on.
I apologize. I meant the actual secretary, not the recording secretary or whoever the town employee is that's doing that. What I really want to talk about is I had heard that the audit is getting ready to come back, or it is back.
Just got it in.
Yeah, you're looking over the management letter and all that. But then I heard it was only going to be for your discussion, which is fine. I just want to remind you that the practice has always been to have a workshop with the Budget and Financial Review Board.
It's already done.
Yeah, we're going to include, yes, that's.
Okay, that's because I think and I know what I sent you. I expect that you already read it today. I'm sure you did. But the two are going to lock horns in the next 18 to 20 months, 24 months, what I wrote. So I hope you'll read it at some point in time. If you have any questions, you can ask. All right,
Thank you.
good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Have a second. Any more discussion?
Second.
Hearing none.